Folks, Arizona guy here. It's August 30th, 2022, the Biden-Harris America. Phoenix, Arizona, it is 105 degrees today. The price of a gallon of gasoline is $3.89. So, folks, we're running over to Federal Express. Mrs. Arizona is back in Florida. She forgot her CPAC machine. She forgot her metformin and glipizide. She's a diabetic and she has to take those pills every day. But when I took her to the airport at 5 a.m. the other day, she had forgotten to pack her medication and her CPAC machine. So we're running over there to send it to her. She's down in Fleming Island, Florida. She's down there taking care of her daughter. Her oldest daughter, Kristen, has been diagnosed with lupus and she needs help. So Mrs. Arizona is down there assisting her. So I put a box together and we're going to take it over and send it to Fleming Island, Florida. So, folks, got my new CB radio in. Break, 1-9 break. How about a radio check? Probably not a lot of people out in town today, but the guy I bought this radio from did a good job. It is certainly as promised. Puts out about an average of 18 watts, man. It does pretty good. Now I'm getting some mic squeal. So, turn that off a little bit. Turn this up a little bit. Break, 1-9 break. How about a radio check? Probably nobody's out here. It's about noon in Phoenix, Arizona. No truckers or anything driving around. But I'm very satisfied with the radio. Put it in this morning. Talked to some people. Got some real good radio checks with it. So I'm very happy with my eBay radio purchase. Now we'll go over here to FedEx and see if we can mail Mrs. Arizona's box. Hopefully it won't cost too much to get it there in a couple of days or so. So that's what we're doing right now. Alright, folks, I'll be back. Alright, folks, we made it back. Had to stop by Circle K. It's all good. So I'm going to put a little video clip in here from Fox News talking about the raid at President Trump's residence. It was completely uncalled for. It was unconstitutional. It was unlawful. Many attorneys say that Merrick Garland, Joe Biden's Attorney General, truly overstepped his bounds. overstepped his bounds by doing such a thing. But we'll just have to wait and see how it goes. I hope that President Trump files one hell of a lawsuit against the Biden administration. That's what needs to happen. Because it is really terrible how the Justice Department goes after President Trump.
Large, and I think the president's attorney, Alina Habba, really highlighted that point. Take a listen to her.
Imagine that I say, hey, I'm going to go into the White House. I'm going to take Biden's confidential records that he has privately with his attorney. Those are attorney-client privilege. Those are privileged records. No one's allowed to see them but the attorney and the client. I'm going to take them, but don't worry, I'm going to have my associate look at them and go through what is and isn't good for me, and then I'll give it back to you. It's 2022. This system is so broken. Somebody better go clean house.
Jonathan, it is a first-year law school civil procedure that the client is the party that gets first crack at determining whether the attorney-client privilege attaches, not the prosecutor. Isn't this perfect proof right here that this search was overbroad from the start?
Well, it does seem like, again, they should have taken some safeguards here, and at the front end maybe gone to this judge and said, can we have a special master review these materials and make that separation or make that initial determination, because they're never going to be able to get around the allegation that the items or the materials were commingled, and you really have to take extra precautions when we're talking about the former president of the United States. So we're also talking about executive privileges and things like that. And it really makes no sense to me the way they've gone about this, because on one hand they want to say, oh, we're just doing this the normal way, yet they're doing all these things that they normally don't do, because I know this, they normally aren't leaking investigations to the press and aren't doing other things. So the Attorney General needs to step up, take some responsibility, and his pledge a couple weeks ago to be transparent on this investigation, he's failed that in every respect. You know, what we saw a few days ago with the redacted affidavit, you know, they owe the American public a lot more than what they've done here.
Okay, Jonathan, let's switch gears slightly here. We're going to talk about the border. The White House is now actually denying that migrants are just walking over the border. But our Fox News correspondent Bill Melugin posted this yesterday, quote, this happens every single day, multiple times a day in Eagle Pass alone. One tiny spot on the border, yes, they do just walk across by the hundreds. A large majority of them in Del Rio sector are then released. It is that simple. It was back and forth between Peter Doocy and the White House press secretary, and she said that just isn't true. I mean, is the White House just now deciding they're just going to lie right to our faces when we can see it happening over and over and over?
It really is remarkable how, you know, everyone knows what's going on. They're not even benefiting themselves by not telling the truth about it, because everyone can see what's happening. It really doesn't make any sense. And I think Peter Doocy's questioning was fantastic, because he really honed in on two horrible policies inconsistent with each other and colliding with you know, when we're talking about Djokovic and things like that. And it really is amazing, but it doesn't make sense to me why they aren't just telling the truth, because everyone knows we have an open border, and for them to claim that we're doing anything at the border other than just letting people in and ignoring all the responsibilities that they have for law enforcement, public safety, national security, no one's buying it anymore. So it doesn't even make any sense. They should at least think of a new lie or something else, or maybe actually just tell the truth and address the issue in a serious and meaningful way and put the interests of the American public first.
You mentioned the Djokovic hypocrisy, in fact. Here's the White House, KJP, trying to explain this away, and she really can't. Listen.
How come migrants are allowed to come into this country unvaccinated, but world-class tennis players are not?
Are you talking about which world-class tennis player?
Novak Djokovic.
So visa records are confidential under U.S. law. Therefore, the U.S. government cannot discuss the details of individual visa cases. Due to privacy reasons, the U.S. government also does not comment on medical information of individual travelers. This is a CDC requirement for foreign nationals. This is something that they decide. This is something that is up to them. The U.S. Open and their participant protocols, I refer you to them.
So folks, I was going to finish up the video in the truck. However, my GoPro just died. I don't know, it must be the battery ran down or something, but anyway. So isn't it funny how our government people, the Department of Justice, the FBI, they go out of their way not to investigate, not to report the Hunter Biden laptop? What do you think about the double standard in America? Isn't it horrible right now? It's absolutely crazy. So an FBI agent just resigned because he was supposedly investigating the Hunter Biden laptop. And Hunter Biden in his corruption case, let's say. He just resigned over, he was doing all this stuff on Twitter and Facebook, posting negative things about Trump. And so he's been forced to resign. But you see how utterly biased the FBI has become. So should the FBI actually be investigating people from either side? It seems as though the FBI is now become too biased and too corrupted to investigate anything lawfully. Anyway folks, that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Give the video a like and please subscribe. Arizona Guy out.